Over to Newcastle, who are set to beat both Real Madrid and Barcelona to signing the 18-year-old Antonio Cordero from Malaga. Is this a sign that the club are kind of not only using their money now to influence players to come to the club, but potentially where they are reaching new heights as a larger club on the scale of world football now?
Yeah, look, this kid's apparently a real talent. I mean, I don't know if he's up there with Yamin Lamal, but he certainly is a talent. I think there's a bigger picture at play here with Newcastle in the sense of, I mean, there's stories about new facilities and things coming up there. A lot of movement in Newcastle about also adding some franchises, other sports up to Newcastle. The Saudis are buying Newcastle Airport, a lot of development and projects, the new stadium, a lot of things. And so Newcastle is becoming a much more of a desirable destination for younger players, and they can see a lot of things happening. And yes, potential over the next few seasons that will go there. So they're starting to attract young talent, which they couldn't normally do before. So yes, there is a change, and it is Newcastle showing that it's a great place to be football-wise. Winning that trophy helped in terms of the whole spirit, but it's also recognised that the whole city and the whole environment up in Newcastle is changing for the better for players. I mean, there wasn't long ago when players wouldn't go there, they'd live in London and commute up there. But now I think all the players are very, very happy with the environment in Newcastle, and all the facilities are changing, and the whole mood is moving. And so for a young kid, as you say, to give his thumbs up and go and join Newcastle is a big sign for the better for Newcastle. And so good luck to them.
And Newcastle are planning to build a spectacular new training ground. Is this a good use of PIF money and resources in terms of, we know the stadium, potentially a new stadium, or revamping St. James's Park is coming. Is this another step towards that?
Yeah, look, I think they're certainly going to redevelop the existing one, and they keep on adding new facilities to it. And I think they're going to do that again while they are planning for the new one, which is going to make incredible show of trust and investment. But again, this underlines what we've just said about how they're really trying to cater to the top level players and making sure they have the very world class environments they need to keep them happy in the Newcastle area. I think it would be a spectacular new training ground. From all I've heard about the plans for the new location, it would be absolutely spectacular. And say that the rumour of new sports franchises includes something like the NBA. I mean, we know that the NBA are looking like a Euro League just now and trying to look at the potentially some of the football clubs that could house of NBA franchises. I would think Newcastle would be right up there for it. And then you start thinking, I was starting to think, well, if that does happen and there are NBA franchises, and we know that Real Madrid and Barcelona already have got very successful basketball teams, think what Chelsea just did in terms of selling the women's football team to themselves. If you had an NBA franchise you owned, how much could you end up paying that if you sold it to yourself as well? So there's some big plays happening at the moment, and it wouldn't surprise me that PIF were thinking about something along those lines. And if that was the case, and you're getting more and more top quality athletes into the area, it only helps, because they tend to be in their own, what I call the little player ghettos, and they really do thrive off each other being there. And I think if you were to get top level, other sports athletes into the Newcastle area, you'd find it just breeding another great level of satisfaction. And I think it would really be a way to improve the area and its attraction.
And Newcastle had £88 million worth of tangible assets on the books from 2023-24. Could they actually use that to create some PSR flexibility this coming summer?
Yes, I think they do, and I think they will, and I think that's part of the plan for this coming summer. I think we're going to find every trick in the book now unleashed, and I think they're going to do everything they can to push on. We've said it was a few years ago now when they did that big initial spending spree. I think we're going to try and see a pretty big one this summer as well. I think Eddie Howe, God bless him, when he's out of hospital and is back healthy again, is the man to lead them forward. I think there's a lot of faith and trust now within the organisation. I think they got with Paul Mitchell, they got the right sporting director to do this. So, yes, I expect some big moves from Newcastle this summer as well. So they'll be up there. Some great, as I say, this is going to be a fantastic summer to watch because next season is going to be immense.